This conference will now be recorded.
Good morning. So we have one new person joining our class. Today we have, correct? Did he join? Okay, I hope Prasanna has joined it.
Right? Is my voice is clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, thank you. Okay. Mm, Okay, so yesterday we started with the introduction. Okay, so we started with introduction. Okay, I hope my screen is visible. Is my screen is visible? No. Okay, just a minute, just a minute, just a minute. Just a minute, guys. Okay, so I hope my screen is visible now. Yes. Okay, thank you. Thank you. So yesterday we seen about the history, and also why we are moving for Java. Yes, can you all remember this? Yes. So after that we started to know how Java developers started to rectify the disadvantages from C. Yes. So they seen the actually if I want to run my actual source file, then I have to sorry, actually, if I want to run an application that was developed in C, then I have to copy my entire C file to the client system and I have to compile it and again run back. So which makes my code vulnerability. So which makes my code to open to all. So Java developers consider this as a drawback. So to overcome this, what they did is they created an intermediate file, correct? And what is that file called? So if I have a file name as main.java and if I compile it, it will create what file? The Java virtual machine. Actually, when I compile a Java code, what it will be converted? Correct. So in common, they will not be telling us Java bytecode. They'll be telling it as a bytecode alone. So if you are telling it as a bytecode, that will be more than enough. Even though if you want to be more specific, then you can tell it as a Java bytecode. So it's both are correct. So bytecode and Java bytecode both are correct. But in common, what they tell us, they'll be calling this as a bytecode, or it is called as a class file. Class file is or a class file. So we will be seeing what is this class file and how this is created. So actually in common, they'll be calling this as a class file, or it will be in the extension of dot class. As it is, as my source file is in the format of main.java, this bytecode will be in the format of class file. So that will be in the form of class file. That is called as a dot class. So this class file is called as a bytecode, or we can tell it as a class file also. Both are correct. Okay, sir. So how it is converting? So now what we are going to do is, so this class file can be transferred to any system. This class file can be transferred to any system which has JVM. So I can transfer this. If I'm running in a system 1 and I'm generating this class file. That is, I have created this main.class. So, and if I'm transferring this class file to any other system which has JVM installed in it, which should have JVM. If without JVM, it will not execute. So without JVM, it is not possible. So system 1 is already it is the system which is going to develop this program. So it will already have this JDK. So JDK is a combination of both JRE and developmental tools. So I'll be explaining about these two in detail. Right now we'll be going to see in detail about JDK, JRE, developmental tools, everything. But for your understanding, I'm just going to tell you how it is going to be done. So if I want to run this main.class, then there should be a JVM installed in my system too, which will accept my .class file. And this class file will be compiled. Sorry, it will not be compiling. It will be interpreted and it will be run as a. It will be accepted as a Java source file. Sorry, Java executable file. JVM, Java Virtual Machines executable file, and that will be converted into a machine code. How this is converted? So by the help of JRE. JRE is the one which is going to have this JVM and API. So JRE is in the sense it is called as a Java runtime environment. Yes. So some common terminology. So what is JDK? JDK is called as Java developmental tools. Java developmental kit. To this, JDK is mainly used to develop a Java program. I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to run this program. So just going to run Java to run our executor program. Then JRE is more than enough for me. So JRE, so Java runtime environment is called as a Java runtime environment. Java runtime environment. So this JRE will hold this JVM. So JVM in the sense it is called as a Java virtual machine. Java virtual machine. And this JRE is also having this API. API in the sense it is called as an application programming interface. Application programming interface. And also it also contains some other thing. One important thing is GC, which is called as a garbage collector. Garbage collector. And one more thing, the important thing is JIT compiler. They call this as a JIT compiler, which is called as the just in time compiler. Just in time. Guys, please note out this. If you are attending for any placements or any company drive, if you are going for a Java drive, or if the company is working on Java and they want to test you with Java, you will be having a minimum 1 question, maximum of 5 questions from these 5 things, from the 6 topics. Just make sure you know what is JDK, what is JRE, what is JVM, what is API, what is garbage collector, what is JIT compiler, what is JIT. So many questions. So this JIT compiler was repeatedly asked in many companies. So they'll be giving an option like this. So what is the expansion? What is the expansion for JIT? And they'll be giving an option like this. Java interpreter or Java in time compiler or Java translator or just in time compiler. So this was question that was asked for your seniors. So those who attended the drive, they faced this question, and the question was like this: what is the expansion for JIT? And they will be giving an option like this. Actually, I forgot what is the correct option, but it will be like this. They will be asking questions like this. So Java interpreter, Java in-time compiler, or Java translator, or just-in-time compiler. So what is the correct answer here? So the correct answer for this is it's just-in-time compiler. So many think that. So many. Actually, if we can't remember this, what by default they'll be telling is they'll be selecting any one option because it is related to Java. So I'll be selecting this Java interpreter or Java in-time compiler or Java translator. So this is the option that they will be getting, but they will not be knowing this just-in-time compiler. But this is very, very important. Yes. So similarly, they'll be asking questions related to this. Okay, sir. So as I mentioned, if I want to develop a Java program, so this is also one question that was asked. If I want to develop a Java application, then what should be installed in my system? So the options will be JDK, JRE, JVM, and JIT. So which will be the correct answer here? So if I want to develop an application, if I want to develop a Java application, or if I want to create a Java program, what should be installed in my system? And the options are JDK, JRE, JVM, and JIT. So the correct answer is JDK. Yes, correct. So this is the correct answer. Yes. So the things that I'm telling is the questions that are asked in your drive. So I'm just showing you the synopsis. So we have to be clear with these topics. So this is the correct answer. Similarly, if I want to run an application, what should be installed in my system? So this is to develop a Java application. If instead of develop, if I want to just run a Java application, what should be installed in my system? It is JRE. The answer is JRE. It is not JVM. It is actually JRE. Yes, Java Runtime Environment. So Java Runtime Environment is the one who holds the JVM. So JVM is inside my JRE. So this is they may twist with this types of questions. They may be twisting you these questions. So just they will be changing only one word, and the answer is going to be different. Yes, you understand it clearly. That's it. Okay, I hope you are clear with this. Okay, sir. So what is JDK? What is JRE? What is JVM? What is API? So API, GC, I'll be explaining you now. So don't worry. Okay. Okay, sir. So this is what happens. So now what happens is this class file will be. Okay, I'll be sharing my slide. Okay, so the Java is why we are going for Java. So these are some advantages. Actually, as I was showing you why we are moving for Java, but okay, I will tell you later about this. What is a simple object-oriented, distributed, multi-threaded, dynamic, architectural, neutral? So everything I will be explaining you later. Okay, so this is what I'm explaining right now. Yes. So if I write a Java program, if I compile this file, this main file, Java file, will be converted into my class file, and this class file is called as my. I hope my slide is visible. I hope my slide is visible. Is everyone is able to see my slide? Yes. So I'm pointing this. So this is my class file, and this class file can be transferred to any system. I don't want to share my original source code. I can compile this Java file and I can create this class file, and I can transfer this class file to any system so that my source code will remain with me. It will not be moved out of my class. So after this class file is given as an input for my JVM, and this JVM will convert my class file into a machine code. So this JVM is the one who's going to interact with my machine, and he is the one who's going to give instructions to my machine. Yes, is this clear, guys? So by doing this, we have overcome one drawback in C. Yes, by doing or by creating this class file, they have overcome one drawback in my C. So I hope this is clear. Is everyone is clear up to this? Any doubts up to this? Any doubts? Hello, Prasanna. Welcome. So this is the first session you are joining.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So good. So fine. So you can ask your friends about the last two sessions, or else I'll be sharing you the link. You can share. You can understand it clearly. I have the recordings. So if you have any doubts, you can feel free to ping me. You'll be having
Okay,
he
sir.
will be having you'll be having my WhatsApp number. So in the group, so you can share. You can ping me directly.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Yes. Thank you, Prasanna. Thank you. Okay, guys. So, sir, just a minute. Okay, sir. Okay. Okay, sir. So this is the reason. So I hope everyone is clear with this up to why, what is this class file, what is the use of this class file. So due to this reason, Java is called write once and run anywhere. Run anywhere. So this is the reason why, because I'll be writing Java code or I'll be writing an application only one time in my original development system, and I'll be converting into a class file, and this class file can be transferred to any system which has JVM, and that system can run this file. So that is the reason why it is called as write once and run anywhere. So this is the reason why Java is called this. So there is a write once, run anywhere. So this is also one advantage of my Java. Yes. So this will also be write once and run anywhere is also going to be one of your multiple choice question that is going to be asked. Yes. So this will be asked as a read once and write once, or read once or write once, like that. They'll be giving you options, but the correct answer is write once and run anywhere. Or it can be, if you are not using run, then you can use this read anywhere. So write once and read anywhere, you can also use it, or the correct answer is going to be write once and run anywhere. So that is the correct answer. So which in turn it is called as a WORA. So write once and run anywhere. Okay, sir. Okay, so now advantages, or why we are going for Java. So as C, so these are some characteristics you can tell, or some buzzwords you can tell, or some of the advantages of Java, or why this Java is getting popularized apart from C. You can tell any of these options for these characteristics or these properties. So it is very simple. It is very firm. It is very simple. Just we have to know the syntax, how to create it. That's it. The common syntaxes will be followed as it is in the C. So how we have created a data type, how we have created a conditional statements, how we created a looping statements, everything is going to be C. The only thing is how we are going to use in my Java. So it is very simple and object oriented. I can implement all my object oriented concepts in Java, and it is very pretty much easy when compared to C++. So C++ is a pure object oriented program. It's not a pure object oriented programming language. It's an object oriented programming language. It is an object oriented programming language, but in C++, the implementation of object oriented concepts is little much trickier. It is not difficult, it is little much trickier when compared to other languages in Python or Java. Yes. So in Java, it is very easy, and it has very clear syntax, and this is what we have to do and this is what we should not do. They have framed this in Java. So if I'm going to write an object oriented concepts in Java, then it is well framed. If you are going to write it in C++, it is little bit trickier. Yes. So it can be distributed, it can be multi-threaded, it can be dynamic, it can be, so dynamic in the sense it will be allocating a memory based on the requirement. So requirement of the user. It is also going to be dynamic, it will be changed. So architectural neutral, and also, so architecture neutral. What is the expression for architecture neutral? So this is the reason. So one more common question is whether Java is platform dependent or independent. So they'll be asking a question like this. So whether Java is platform dependent. It is independent, because this Java program is going to be run in my Java virtual machine. So it should not be care of my actual system. So that is the reason Java is called independent. It is not dependent on any system. Okay, sir. My next question is whether JVM is machine dependent or machine independent. JVM, that is Java virtual machine, is machine dependent or machine independent. I'm not asking about Java, I'm just asking about JVM, Java virtual machine. Good. It is dependent. Java virtual machine is dependent. Yes, as I mentioned in the first session, this Java has developed, in the previous session, what I said, so this Java, they have developed their assembly level syntax codes, correct? Assembly level codes, which is helpful for them to convert into machine codes. And these assembly codes vary from system to system. So that is the reason why JVM is machine dependent. If it is a Linux based system, then it will convert all the keywords based on the Linux based system's properties. And if it is a Windows based system, then that will be converted into a Windows based system's properties. So that is the reason why JVM is machine dependent and Java is machine independent. Yes. So Java is machine independent, but JVM is machine dependent. Machine dependent. So these two also an important question. You should be aware of it. So that is called architectural neutral. And portable. Portable, I can transfer my file from any system to any system. So which is going to be high performance, but when compared to C, it is less performance when compared to C, because C is more faster than Java. If you are comparing with C, C is more faster. But when comparing for object-oriented concepts and other application-oriented, it gives a better performance. So for the first time, this Java is going to take too much of time to compile and run. But for the consecutive checking, this Java will execute very faster when compared to C. So if I want to see, for example, I'm writing two set of applications. One is in C and one is in Java. Sir, if I compile this file, what will happen? How this compilation will take? How this compilation will take? It will start from my first line hash include std.io.h. From first line and it will goes up to my return 0 and closing bracket. It will start from my first to last line. So this is the time taken to compile my code and to run my code. Yes. Similarly, for the first time, if I start to compile my Java code, this will also starting from my first line and compile up to my last line. But after this was first compilation. If I'm doing my second compilation, from doing my second compilation in C, what will happen? Again, it will start from first and goes up to last. If for example, I'm creating a calculator application. I'm creating a calculator application. I'm just going to add functions. So for the first time, I have added three functions as add, subtract, and multiple. So these are the first three functions I have added. Similarly in Java, so I have created a class. So here everything is class oriented. So everything is class and it is going to be a public static void main. I'll be explaining what is it is. So string args. So this is how we'll be declaring a main function. So here also I'm adding functions like this. Add, subtract, multiple. So for the first time, if I compile, it will start from this first line and goes and compile to my last line. Similarly, if I compile my Java, this will also start from my first line. This will also start from my class file, class main, and going to up to this last line for the first time. For the first time compilation, C is faster. First, okay, how can I compare it? So maybe I can open my Excel, so that will be easy for you to understand. Okay, so let's see C and Java. So I hope screen is visible and the letters are visible, or do I want to zoom in more? Hello. Guys, I'm audible. Yes, thank you. Okay, so this. Okay, I'll do one thing. Okay, so this is my first compilation, and first compilation, this is faster, and this is slower for the first compilation. Okay, sir. So what I'm going to do is now I'm going to add more functions to my program. So if I want to add division, so I'm adding division in both this. One is in my C main file, another one is in my Java class file. So now I'm compiling it. What will happen? In C, how it will be compiling? From first to last, correct, good. It will start from first to last. So second comparison. So what happens is again it will start from my first to last. But in Java, what will happen? Is there any guess what will happen? Actually, it will not run the entire code. It will just check for the changes of lines. So here I have only changed this line. So just it will be counting all the lines, but only this function is the new line. So this only will be compiled again. So the rest of the code is not changed. So it will not be compiled. Just the line which has been changed alone will be compiled. So this is called interpretation. So this interpretation is one thing that is done by JIT compiler. So this is the reason why Java is called both compile and interpreted. Sorry, I'm just spelling mistakes. Please adjust with me. So this is why Java is called both compile and interpreted. So here it will just compile only the lines that has been changed. So here the line change is going to be divide function. So when comparing this becomes slower and this becomes faster. And if I'm going continuing, I'm just keep on increasing my functions. So here I'm going to add some other function like average and sum. If I'm going to add so many languages, so many methods like this, so in the consecutive compilations, what happens is C becomes slower when compared to my Java. So whenever after compiling this, whenever I'm adding a new functionalities or whenever I'm adding a new lines of codes, what happens is this Java file will not be compiling for my first. It will just compile only the lines that has been changed. So what happens is in the consecutive compilations, this, okay, so third and fourth, and for the next consecutive compilations, what happens is this becomes faster. Java becomes faster, whereas C becomes slower. Slower in the sense it is going to be remaining in the same time, which is actually going to take to compile the entire code. But when compared to this, Java becomes faster. only when it is going to be a consecutive compilations. So after the changes of new lines. But in C, this is not going to happen. So whenever I'm going to compile, it again going to start from my first line to last line. But in Java, this is not going to happen. If I'm going to compile the file for the first time alone, it is going to start from my first line and goes up to my last line. But for the consecutive compilations, it is going to check for the changed line, just the lines which has been changed, and that alone will be compiled. Yes. So that is the reason why it is giving me high performance. Yes. So that is the reason why they are giving the characteristics as high performance. So for application development, if I want to add in more modules in C, if we created that application, then the entire code from my first line to last line should be compiled again. But in Java, that will not happen. Just the module which has been changed should be compiled, and we can add it to my application. So this is much more faster when compared to creating an application in C when compared to my application in Java, developing an application in Java. Is that clear, guys? Is anyone having any doubts in it? Thank you, guys. So now, yes, what is this robust, what is this secure? Everything we'll be seeing in the later parts. Yes, so it is more secure when compared to C, and it is more robust than C. Yes, C is also robust, C is also secure, but it is more robust and more secure when compared to C. Yes. So next thing. So this is what happens when I write a program and compile it, and I'm trying to run this program. So, and this is what it will show. So which I told you this, Java is in machine independent and JVM is machine dependent. So this is the example that I want to share you this. So after compilation, each system should have a JVM in it. So that this JVM will take this class file and it will run this file. So it may be a Windows system, or it may be a Unix system, it may be a Mac system, Linux system, anything. So each system has its own JVM version. So that should be installed in that system. So by using this JVM, I can run any Java code which has been written in any system. Yes. So I hope you all understand this. You all know this. What is this? So this is just an example to show you that this Java is in machine independent and JVM is machine dependent. Yes. Is it clear? Yes. Okay. So Java platform has two components. One is called Java Virtual Machine and Java Application Programming Language. I will be explaining you in this structure in detail. So this is the complete structure of my JDK. So as you can see here, okay, just a minute. Yes. So this is my JDK, and this JDK has two parts. One is JRE, another one is developmental tools. Yes. So one is JRE. JRE is called Java Runtime Environment, and other thing is developmental tools. Development tools. So this development tools have this commands or files which are helping me to create an application or to execute a Java file or to compile a Java file. So this Java is to execute an application, and Java C is a file. So it is in general it is called as a Java compiler. And similarly, Java P is nothing but I forgot this. And Java W is for AWT, it's for our application development, and Java P I forgot it. What is this explanation? Maybe I can refer and I can tell you. Similarly, I have Java X, and I have many more developmental tools for web-based applications. I have Java developmental tools. So these developmental tools will be in the part of developmental tools, and this JRE, the Java Runtime Environment, which contains my JVM and also my other library files. So other library files in the sense my API and garbage characters. So this is the general structure of my JDK. So sir, where sir I can install this? From where I can install this? I hope you have already seen this website. Maybe I can show you this. So go for Oracle. Guys, just a minute. Okay, so sorry guys. Okay, so if you go for this website, so Oracle is an organization which is holding this Java. So you have two options to download. So one is JDK, another one is just a minute. Oracle JDK and another one is JRE. Okay, this is the site that is coming. So actually, initially they have given two different things. One is JDK and JRE. So right now I can't find this JRE file, but for the older versions, you can see this. So they have given two things. One is JDK and JRE. So these two will help me to install either I want JDK or JRE. So JDK is for Java development and JRE for just to run my application. So if you want to practice, you can go for this. Go and you can download it and you can install it in your system. It will be supporting for all the systems. All the types. And also one main thing they added is, so after Java 1.9, so before 1. Actually from 1.5 it is a free version. Java is a free version, but after 1.9 what they did is, so for development it is free, but for protection it is going to be cost. So they have charged this. So it is not open source. So now it is going to be a paid version. If I want to create an application in Java by using this Oracle's website, Oracle's server, then that is going to be a paid version. If I'm for development, it is going to be free. As you can see here, they have mentioned this. For development, it is going to be free, but for production, that is, if I create an application, I'm just selling that application, then for that application, they will be charging you. So these were the policies that was added after Java 9. after Java 9. So the version is Java 1.9. It is not Java 9. So when Java SE 11, in the sense, it is Java 1.11. It is not 11. It is 1.11. But in general, they'll be telling it as a Java 11. And also there is one more version for it. So actually, open JDK. So this is another version of JDK, which is a complete open source, and it is free to use. So this Open JDK, this was taken as 1.5 as a backup, Java 1.5 as a backup, and so this was completely managed by a open source community. Yes. So there are two versions of Java. So one is open source community version, another one is Oracle's version. So this is the actual Oracle versions which will be keep on updating, and this is a open source version. So we can use this open source version, but this open source version will having to Oracle functions. It may be skipping some functions, but for our practice, it is more than enough. This Open JDK version will have all the same library files, except skipping some of the files and some functionalities. But it will not be major issue, because whenever they introduce a new version in Oracle, this Open JDK is also going to be updated by the open source community. They are going to give this own version. So there is not much more difference in it. Yes. So this is completely open source. If you want to download, you can download and you can install it. Open JDK version. So here you'll be having this link to download and install. And similarly for Oracle, you have this download version. You can download based on the system and you can install it. Yes. Is it clear, guys? Using a system, just download any one of the software which you prefer. So as we are going to develop a Java application, I suggest you to install JDK in your system, either an Open JDK or you can install a Oracle's JDK. I hope everyone having the systems, correct? I hope everyone having their own systems, laptops. Yes. So better install a Java JDK today. From tomorrow, we can start with writing a application, writing a code. Okay, so this is the architecture for JDK. So this is the architecture for JDK, and I'm explaining. So this JDK. So JDK contains two parts. So JDK contains this JRE and also this developmental tools. So when coming to JRE, so this is the structure for JRE. This is a structure for JRE, and this JRE contains this is my JVM. This is my JVM. The thing that I have square. So as you can see, this is allocated by JVM. So this is my JVM, and this is my extra parts. This is my other library files and also my execution engine. This execution engine contains my garbage collector and just-in-time compiler. Just-in-time compiler and also my garbage collector. So this is the parts of my JVM, Java Virtual Machine. So I'll be explaining this in detail. So after we are executing a Java code. So after we are going to execute a Java code, and then we can see what is this and what is this memory is used. Correct. So as I told you, this for consecutive application, for consecutive compilation, the lines which has been changed alone will be compiled there. So that is done by this PC, the program counter register. Program counter register. So this is inside my JVM. So he is the one who is going to take the count of lines, and he is the one who is going to identify which line has been changed. So that is the use of my program counter. And also this is my class area. So first my class, the class file which I'm going to share it, correct? I'm going to create this. First it will be loaded in this class loader. From this class loader, it will be splitted into class file, and from this class file I'll be assigning memory. So based on this, if it is an object, then I'm going to create it in heap. If it is a method, then I'm going to create it in my stack. If it is going to be an object, then I'll be creating in a heap. Then if it is going to be a method, then I'll be creating in a stack. So that is these two memories. So this is my class area, which will load my entire class. And from this class, I'll be splitting. If it has an object, then object will be loaded in this heap memory. And if it is going to be a method, then that will be loaded in my stack memory. After this, I'll be counting. So how many lines of code has been registered in my class and how many lines has been compiled before, or whether it is going to be the first line. Okay, sir. So, and after that, if I have some predefined codes, like in C, we have used my printf, scanf, or string length. So like that, so these methods are already predefined, or that is my already existing methods. So these types of methods will be loaded in this native method stack. So the methods that are already written and it is already available in my package. So that methods package will be assigned in this native method stack. So this is my JVM's duty. It will just split my program into different parts, and after this, from this, all the Java codes will be sent to my execution engine. This execution engine holds just-in-time compiler and also my garbage collector. So he will take my this class files line and convert this into my machine code. So actually this execution engine is the one who is going to convert my Java bytecode into my machine code. Yes. So this was done by just-in-time compiler and also my garbage collector, and some other parts are there. So to execute my Java file. Correct. Is that clear? And this is my native method interface, which will load all the API or all the inbuilt functions or inbuilt classes that are already available in my Java. Correct. So that will be loaded in this native method interface. So this will get all the data from my library. So that is the diagram I have shown you here. So this is the complete structure or architecture for my JVM. So we'll be understanding it better when we start to write a program and to execute it. Yes. Is that clear? So this is what I have. What is the class loader? What is the class area? What is the heap? What is the stack? So everything, whatever the things that I have told you is loaded here. So that's the thing that I have explained here. So this is what my JVM, JDK, JRE, and everything is consist of. So I hope everyone is clear with this. Is anyone having any doubts? Is there anyone having any? Okay, guys. So I hope it is already time. So if you have any doubts, you can ping me. We can start with the programming then from tomorrow or from the next session. So, okay. So before, if you have laptops or systems with you, better install this JDK in your system, and if it is possible, install some IDEs. So IDE in the sense either Eclipse IDE. So just go for this Eclipse IDE, or you can go for NetBeans IDE. You can choose with whichever you are comfortable with. You can choose any one IDE. So IDE is nothing but integrated development environment, which loads all the predefined packages, and it helps us to easily compile and execute the code fast. That's it. It's easy to create an application fast. So better we start with Eclipse. Okay, you guys tell me whether what we can use. Either we can use Eclipse or NetBeans, but everyone should follow the same. You guys select me. You guys tell me whether we can use NetBeans or whether you can use Eclipse. Which one we can use? Which IDE we can choose? Eclipse. Okay, so in common we all use my Eclipse. So you all install Eclipse. So install JDK in your system and Eclipse in your system. Yes. have this be installed in your system. So from tomorrow, it will start to write a code and to execute it. Yes? Yes, guys. So thank you all. Thank you for joining the session. So let's see in the tomorrow session. Thank you all. Thank you. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Sudarshan. Yes, I can still see Vinith, Vijay, Sarvesh, Darun Kumar in this meeting.